Well, hello YouTubers, welcome back to my channel, and I've got another scrapping out, teardown video for you. Since the last one went over pretty well, I guess I'll show you some more of the stuff I take apart to recover gold. Today's victim is a 3Com Super Stack 2 24 port Ethernet switch. I think it's a 10100 switch. It's a pretty old unit. It's not state-of-the-art anymore by any stretch of the imagination. It does work. It seems to be in good working order, so, you know, I always check before I scrap something out to see if I can resell it for more than I can get by scrapping it, because, you know, scrap is always the lowest value of any item. And it's always hit or miss with switches. You know, some switches are full of good stuff, and some switches don't have much of anything in them that's worth salvaging. So, and I've never scrapped out one of these before, so I don't know. So I looked it up to see what these switches are selling for, and they're not going for much of anything. I mean, you can buy them on eBay used, working, for like $7, $8, $9 plus shipping. And this one's pretty dirty, scuffed up. I might be able to clean it up a little with some elbow grease, but you know, the plastic case, beige plastic case, it's not really showing up too well in the video, but the beige plastic case has started yellowing, as those things will do with age. So, you know, even if I put a lot of effort into cleaning it up, I probably wouldn't even get top dollar of what little these things are going for. So I'm not even going to bother. It's just too much trouble for, you know, to list it. So I'm just going to go ahead and scrap it out, and we'll see what's inside. Let me take a quick look at the outside here. You know, okay, we got 24 Ethernet ports here. Each one has some gold pins in it, if they'll show up. Yeah, there they are. So some gold-plated pins in there. Got some gold-plated pins in there. And then let's see what else we got around the back here. Got serial console port there with some gold-plated pins. Not sure what that is. Matrix port, it says. But yeah, I see gold-plated pins in there too. Okay. And what do we got over here? I'm not sure what this thing is. I'll get it off. Oh, okay, I know what that is. That's for yeah, that's DC power input in case this thing's mounted in a rack chassis that has its own power supply. So that's what that's for. And I see big gold-plated sockets in there. So already we're doing pretty good. There's gold on the outside. Now we just got to get it apart and see what's on the inside. Let me put the camera up on the tripod, and we'll see what it's going to take to get this thing open. It's, like I said, it's an older unit. They don't really make them like this anymore with plastic cases, not the Enterprise stuff. Let me see what it's going to take to get this case off. All right, I had a little bit of a look at it after I put the camera up on the tripod. There's clips that hold the case on, but I think it's more than just the clips. I think I need to take these screws out too. And for that, I need a little bitty Torx bit. Let's see here. Yeah, that's it. All right. Yeah, this is, they don't make them like this anymore. It's the old beige box thing. That fad's kind of past. These days, most equipment comes in a steel case. It's painted battleship gray. At least a lot of the equipment I scrap out. So let's see what happens if I get these screws out. Yep, there's one under the warranty void sticker too. Guess I'm going to have to void the warranty, huh? Oh, there it goes. Well, oh well. Okay, sirrah, sirrah. I think the warranty was probably void a long time ago on this thing. Okay, now let's see if I can get this case off. Even with the screws out, it's gonna fight me, huh? There, now we're making some progress. Okay. Alright. Being a little bit careful. I don't want to damage anything, but on the other hand, it is just going to get scrapped out. It's not like I got to put it back together and try to resell it, so. Oh, I see. There's a tab there. Ah! I think. Yeah, that did it. Okay. This is plastic with a thin sheet of, is that aluminum? Yeah, that's aluminum. I could tear that aluminum out of there and throw the plastic in my recycling. Okay. So what do we got here? All right. Not too bad. Got some gold fingers up there, so that's nice. Not a lot of the modern ones have gold fingers. I've torn apart some Cisco switches lately, and there's been not much inside them at all that's worth salvaging. So we got, 1, 2, 3, 4 gold corner BGAs. That's nice. A bunch of other IC chips, flat packs. This might be RAM over here. Got the transformers across here. They really aren't worth anything. They're just little bitty transformers. Is this? Oh, I think maybe I can get this board out now. Be taking the cover off, freed up the board. Let me see if I can get the power connector off. Oh, I see. There we go. It helps to do it right. Now, something else needs to come apart. What else is holding it on here? Wait a minute. That's... Oh, don't you just love it when they use all kinds of different screws? Let me pause the video. I got to go get a different set of bits to get this apart. They use different screws over here. Now if they make them all the same, you'd think they get a volume discount. Yeah, they say no user serviceable parts inside. That's just another way of saying they don't want you fiddling around on the inside of it. So they make it difficult to get in. Now I got to take those out. Alright. Guess I didn't really need to take those plates off, but it does make it easier to get these nuts on here. Or if they're technically bolts, huh? They're screws. Going to be difficult. There's always one. You know, there's always one. It just has to fight you all the way. Of course, it's round, not hex. There we go. So it's harder to get a hold of it. So I want to take this board out and see if how lucky I am. If I'm really lucky, it's a double-sided board. I'm not going to get my hopes up too high, but that would be nice if it's double-sided. Nope. No components on the back. Ah, well. So still, you know, not a bad little board. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's showing up on the camera. Look at the gold pins up in there for some sort of expansion port. So okay, so we got gold pins in here. got gold fingers. We got 4 gold corner BGAs. We got gold in these connectors. Gold in here. Lots of IC chips, so I'm sure at least some of them are going to have gold bond wires or, you know, gold bonding pads in them. So there's some gold to be had there. I've got a lot of LEDs. Now, a lot of LEDs have gold bond wires in them. If you look at a clear LED with a magnifying glass or with a microscope, you'll see it. In fact, I might be able to show you an example of that here on this video. So here's a clear LED, and I'm zoomed in as much as I can with my phone, but you can't see the gold bond wires in there. Let me see if I can magnify that a little bit and show you the gold bond wires inside that LED. This is a bicolor LED, so it's like a red and a green. So it's got 2 chips and it's got 2 bond wires. So let me see if I can zoom in. Alright, if I can get it to focus. There we go. See the gold bond wires in there? They're actually pretty big ones. Pretty large diameter, pretty long. I guess this LED must be pretty bright, so I guess those bond wires must have to carry a fair amount of current. So anyway, that's one reason why I've been harvesting LEDs now and processing them with my IC chips, because a lot of the LEDs have gold bond wires in them. You know, it's particularly easy to see when you got clear LEDs. It's harder to see with the colored ones, but you know, a lot of them have clear bond wires, so that's nice. So what else have we got here? Well, let me finish with the chassis first. That's steel, so it's not worth anything really, scrap out wise. You know, unless you got tons of steel chassis laying around. Got a big old power supply over here. I don't see anything on it saying what the voltages are. I don't see anything on the board either here where it plugged in saying what the voltages are. I mean, sometimes I'll have a use for a power supply if it's a common voltage, but I'm not seeing anything that says what the voltages are on it. I'll take this out of the chassis and I'll just throw it in my power supply bin. And eventually, when the bin's full, I'll take it on a trip to the scrapyard, and I'll get a little something for it, you know. They'll pay a little something for it. Fans too. It's got 2 fans. Let me see what the fans say here. They are 12 volt DC. Come on. There we go. Focus. There we go. 12 volt DC, 0.22 amp fans, brushless of course. Nice fans, but I'll tell you what, scrapping stuff, I get a million of them. So they'll go in the fan bin. I'll get a little something for them. Not much. They're mostly plastic. So that's the chassis. Not much to it. Plastic, a little bit of aluminum, very thin aluminum EMI shielding there on the top of the plastic case, and then steel and a power supply and a couple fans, and that's it for the chassis. So for the board here, well, we've got the gold fingers, we got the gold corner BGAs, we got the gold pins here, 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 all in here and in here. We got the LEDs we want to harvest. All the rest of these ICs I want to harvest. The magnetics here, they're scrap. They'll just go in the garbage. And you know, like I said in my last video, I'm not really into the tantalum capacitors, the MLCCs. You know, other people are into those big time. I'm really not. I've got, 3 oscillators on there. Again, some people love those things. To me, unless they're gold plated, they're really not my kind of thing. So I just need to depopulate the board now, and for that it goes into the kiln, and just like the last one, I'll show you that when it's time. Okay, before depopulating this board in the kiln, I decided to take the gold fingers off. just in case some solder melts and runs across them. I've had that happen before. Keep them free of tin, basically, so it's easier to get the gold off. So cut the gold fingers off. Next step is to put this in the kiln. Most things are surface mount, so once the kiln gets up above the temperature of solder, everything should just fall off the board. I can reach in with a gloved hand and shake the board and everything should fall off. These are through-hole mounted. The LEDs are through-hole mounted. Some of the connectors are too. I will probably have to just rip them off with gloves and pliers probably once they get up to temp. But should be a pretty easy board to depopulate. Should be able to get everything with gold in it off, and everything potentially with gold in it off. In fact, everything should come off. Okay, to the kiln. Alright, here's my 16-inch scut kiln that I use for depopulating boards. I've got a catch basin in the bottom to catch everything that comes off the board, a ceramic catch basin, and a wire mesh screen to keep the boards from getting too close to the heating elements so they don't char. Let me put the board in, and I will close the lid here and start the cycle. So here's my home-built kiln controller over here. It's ready to go. I've got a pre-programmed cycle in it. Don't be distracted by the flashing. That's only due to the beep frequency of the LEDs and the phone video. It's not actually flashing to my eyes. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so the cycle is running. The kiln is going to ramp up to temperature over the next hour or so, up to about 400 F, which is around the melting point of solder, above the melting point of solder. And everything should just fall off the board. I will show you what I get. Alright, it's been a little while. The kiln's pretty much up to temperature. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah. Look at the stuff just falling off the board. I love it. Little bit of stuff melting, which isn't good, but most stuff is falling off the board. They flip the board over. Yeah, there's some stuff that was at the bottom that's still stuck, because I guess heat rises, you know. It was warmer at the top, so I'll just close the kiln up and let it go for a little while longer, but most stuff is falling right off the board. Let me get another look. Yeah, you can see down there all the stuff that's come off. So that's pretty good. We'll just let it go for a few more minutes until the top of the board heats up. I'll shake it again, and once all this stuff cools down, I'll sort it out and show you what I got. Alrighty, the board is almost fully depopulated. There's still a few tantalum capacitors and little MLCCs and chip resistors that didn't come off, just in this one area for some reason, and a few up here too. But pretty much depopulated. Yeah, there wasn't anything on this side anyway to take off. But I do love doing it in a kiln. It's super simple. If you've got a lot of boards to depopulate, mostly surface mount boards, you can't beat doing it in the kiln. It really works great. It's super simple, super easy, and don't be afraid of the cost of kilns. Look on like Facebook Marketplace, look on Craigslist. You know, all my kilns I bought used for pennies on the dollar what they would have cost new, and they're a little beat up, but hey, they work great. So, you know, if you want to depopulate boards or do glass work like I do, get yourself a used kiln cheap. They work great. So anyway, board's depopulated. Got everything off of it. There's some stuff down here I left in the catch basin. There's some tantalum capacitors. There's some resistor networks. There's a little melted plastic. There's a whole bunch, I don't know if they're showing up. There's a whole bunch of MLCCs and chip resistors down there. Tiny, tiny little things. Like I say, not my cup of tea. What I might start doing is just collecting all that stuff, bagging it up, and waiting until it piles up, and then selling it on eBay cheap. We'll see, because I know a lot of people Love messing around with the MLCCs and trying to get palladium and silver out of them. And some people love playing with the tantalum capacitors. Just like I said, not my cup of tea. I'm here for the gold. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, we got all of the network ports here. They all came off. These have all got gold pins in them. I've got a way to get the gold plating off of the pins without having to dissolve all of the base metal, which is great. And someday I'm going to do a video on that. It's a leach product that I use, and it works great. Takes gold plating right off of stuff. I'll throw these in too, the fingers. Got gold fingers over here, so I'll throw them in. And these. I've got these connectors here with gold fingers in them. These are the little ones here. It's hard to get those out. I'll just throw it in the leach and let the leach take it off. And this too. That got a little bit melted, but that's okay. The gold's still visible, so it's okay. That's all got visible gold. All this stuff has visible gold right here. So that's all visible gold. So that'll all be dealt with the same way in the leach. And then I've got the LEDs over here, and some of the plastic carriers for them melted a little bit, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. This is all going to get incinerated anyway. This will all get incinerated with plastic IC chips. And here's a pile of plastic IC chips that I got off of it. So first thing I'm going to do, though, before I incinerate them, is I'm going to put them in my bucket of AP solution down here with the bubbler, and let them sit for a week or two and get all the legs dissolved off. That'll be a lot less base metal to deal with after they're incinerated. That's my standard practice now, just to dissolve the legs off the IC chips before I incinerate them. Then pulverize them in the blender, you know, use a gravity separation to concentrate it, the metallic bits, and then treat it all with acids to dissolve the copper, and then get the gold out. And then up here we got 4 gold corner BGAs, which I love gold corner BGAs because there's a lot of gold in those things. So not too bad a haul. I mean, it's not going to make me rich, but there's a little bit of gold here. And here's the stuff I'm not going to bother keeping. These are all the magnetics. You know, if I was to open one of these up, you'll see a lot of little torrid transformers in there. They're basically worthless. Power connector, not gold plated. Some people save these oscillators, but yeah, I save them if they're gold plated, because I can get the plating off. These are not gold plated, and I'm just not going to bother with them. Again, maybe I'll start piling them up for other people who are interested in them and sell them on eBay. But not my cup of tea. Alright, so this is all the stuff I got off of it. I've still got the chassis up here to deal with. I've got to take the power supply out. That'll go in my power supply bin. And then the rest of it, I think I'll probably just put in the recycling. The steel's really not... I don't have the room to pile up steel until there's enough of it to bother taking to the scrap yard. Aluminum, yeah, but not steel. It's just, you know, not valuable enough to bother with. I'll just throw it in recycling. Same with the plastic case down there. It'll go in the recycling. So that's what you get if you scrap out a 3Com Super Stack 2 switch, model number 1100. So not too bad. If you can get it for free, basically, it's not too bad. You know, you'll get a little bit of stuff out of it. I'm not sure I'd pay for it, but you know, if you can get them for free, yeah, there's some good stuff inside. Alright, and I'll put this board here in my depopulated board stack, and eventually they'll go to the scrapyard and get sold. I can get a little bit of money for old circuit boards over there. So, not much going to waste. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, this scrapping and depopulation video. There could be a lot more coming. I just got another shipment of stuff in over here. Looks like some good stuff. So there could be more of that coming in the future if you guys like it. And so speaking of liking, give the video a like if you're so inclined, and subscribe so that you can see future videos along this vein, or of gold recovery. Anyway, thanks for watching. Keep it safe out there. Bye.